Trying something new here tonight. Wanted to talk about some of the pistols I own and a few thoughts on them. Figured as a first trial, I'd just go and talk about something that's kind of been my most constant carry over the summer. It's this little small M&P Bodyguard by Smith & Wesson. Chambered in 380 auto. Had it about a year, and if you could see, I've done quite a few changes and enhancements to it, or well, not really changes, but you know, made some modifications. So first, what's the good thing about it? Great thing about it is it's a very light, very compact pistol. You know, you can throw it in your pocket and you kind of forget about it. Kind of bought it on a whim as you know, let's see if I turn it up. Can't really see in the camera there. We'll have to make some edits here. Obviously, so yeah, I bought this about a year ago from a local shop. Here they're running a sale on Black Friday. I think it was about $240, which is pretty much a phenomenal price. I doubt you'd find better than that. For instance, I believe if you look at Bud's Gun Shop, I do a Bodyguard 380. Right, so as I was saying, I bought this local shop, Hoffman's, for I think it was $240, $230, somewhere around there. And then tax, obviously. If I look at Bud's Gun Shop online right now, it's $310. Same pistol. Mags are pretty simple and pretty inexpensive as well. I think I have 4 in total. And I'll talk about that, touch on that in a little bit. It's, you know, it serves the purpose, it gets the job done. What next? What would I say about it? So yeah, it gets the job done. You throw it in your pocket and it disappears. Pretty simple. Like I said, some of the other 380s I looked at, you know, the Glock, especially for me, you know, someone with kind of smaller hands, it's almost a little bit more for a little too much for a pocket carry, especially you know, if I'm wearing jeans that are a little tighter. For instance, you know, I have a, you know, pair of jeans I can throw this in. It kind of prints a little bit because they're a little, I guess, tighter on me in the thighs. I kind of have a little, you know, thicker thighs anyway. But it's doable. The draw from that is not great from the jeans, but that's more of a function of what I'm wearing. Most of the summer though, wearing cargo shorts, cargo pants, even, you know, basketball shorts, I can just, you know, throw this in the pocket and go away. And head out. So yeah, if there's any questions, put this back in the king. To start, safety check. If anyone was worried about him playing around with a loaded gun here, I did take it out of my pocket. As you can see, the mags are empty as well, and the ammo is now removed from the room. As I said, pocket carry. This is what I use. Very simple DeSantis holster. You can see it's been in the, you know, it's curved around a little bit. It's been in my pocket a fair bit. Stays in the pocket, stays nice and secure. does have this little flap to kind of give a little bit of extra concealability, you know, to kind of an attempt to hold the grip of the frame. I don't know how well that truly works, but you know, you know, that's how I carry it. Let's see about the so yeah, so this guy, as I could say, put it in the holster. You can see I have the flap up a little bit, so the sight runs right down against the edge of the pocket holster there, and fits right in. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the mods. You know, like I said, didn't pay a whole lot for the pistol, but if I'm going to be carrying it and, you know, potentially trusting my life to it, I want to make sure that it's functions in the best way possible and kind of fits the needs. So as you can see, there's grip tape all over this thing. I put it pretty much everywhere. The actual grip piece was a kind of custom cut piece. You know, you can see the little Smith & Wesson logo here. It wasn't a Talon grip, it was some knockoff I bought on Amazon. But with that, kind of part of the problem was it didn't have a back strap for some reason. And again, since it's a little small pistol and this thing is light and it kicks like a mule for the size of ammo you're going to be running through it, you know, it probably doesn't kick as much as a, you know, say a small J frame with 357, but which I do have and I might talk about sometime. You know, I you know, on an aside, I have a M&P 340, which is the scandium frame 357, a J frame revolver, and you know, I shot a couple of 357 Magnum through it, pretty much just to say I did it, and then it's off on 38 Special. So that's an aside on that. So yeah, you know, very off the cuff as I'm going along here. So like I said, I put, you know, so to get back on topic here, the grip on the frame for the grip, this was a custom cut piece. Then I went on Amazon and just bought a piece of this generic grip tape and just cut up strips and started putting them anywhere I could think of where I would potentially hold or have a finger hold on this pistol. You know, it's small and it kicks, and I want to make sure I can get a good grip on it. I really like the rubber granulate as opposed to the sandpaper. You know, it's just a personal preference. I tend to really like these Talon grips on a lot of my pistols, and I go with the rubber as opposed to the, I guess it's the sand or the grit, whatever they call it. So yeah, so like I said, this was a bought piece. Cut a strip. I put it on the you know, the bottom of the frame here and here, nice big chunky pieces. Put it all along the trigger guard here. Put another little piece on the back to kind of really get a good grip on that thing. You know, some of my other pistols, I have a shield where I kind of went nuts and put it over the magazine and everywhere. I think that's a little much, but that's an aside. That's besides the fact, right? As well, this thing comes with, if I recall, they're really crappy, or I thought they're really crappy black on black sights. You know, your standard kind of a notch configuration. And then, you know, I really like typically a 3-dot night sights and on the carry pistols as opposed to a regular 3-dot, or say a fiber optic front, fiber optic back. If it's a carry gun, most likely I'm going to be in a situation where, you know, a lot of cases it's going to be dark. I want to, you know, get quick acquisition. I don't want to be, you know, trying to, you know, fight with what I'm aiming at. Unfortunately for the bodyguards, the best, or pretty much the only option, if I recall, it's been a while. I think there might have been another company that made some kind of hokey sights, but the XS Big Dot, I believe they're called, were kind of the best option I put on here. I was able to install them myself with a kind of a cheap sight pusher that I got off eBay, I believe. But really hard to work with this because the slide is so small. It was really hard to grip it and not mar up the either the slide or the sights themselves. But you know, it took my time and it took a little while, and I got them on there. The good thing about these big dots, as you can see, that the front is a night sight. The back is just this simple kind of a sort of a small V here with a single notch. You know, the good thing about these is this huge dot in the front. If you're not in a low light situation, and if you're just trying to draw quick and acquire the front sight, this thing really stands out. You know, it's not made for accuracy, really. You know, you're not going to be going out and you know, shooting with this gun at 25 yards with these sights. You know, in the least. You know, the gun has other shortcomings that you're not going to be taking part in those kind of situations with it, regardless. But you know, kind of pretty happy with these sights. They're kind of inexpensive. I can't remember what I paid, but if you compare them to some of the, you know, Trijicon, you know, sights, you know, the front, I think the front is a Trijicon, but you know, it's from XS. But if you had a standard 3-dot night sight, they do tend to be pretty pricey. I'm pretty sure that these were quite a bit less than $100 when I put them on there. So you know, so that's the two mods. The one is the grippy, the other is the sights, and the other must. I think it's pretty important with this, and it's kind of good with the Smith & Wesson firearms. With this one and the shield is the support from with the Magguts magazine extension. So you can see with both of these, it doesn't have the red plastic follower. It has this metal insert, and this is a kit from I guess the company is called Chorus, I think it is. I think that's who I got it from. If I search my email here, that's not it. I will edit this out if I use this. Sorry, it's not Corso, it's Corso. Yeah, and these, you know, they call these, I guess they call the product the Magguts, or they call the, you know, whatever. It's not really important, but these are, you know, Bodyguard Magguts. These are, you know, fairly expensive for what they are. You know, you can, these magazines, you know, the stock magazines, which, you know, you can get them. They come with the little finger trap or the flat plate. I put on both of the finger ones because just the fit of the gun itself, you kind of really need that on there to get a second finger purchase on the pistol, even with someone like myself who has kind of small hands. You know, the Magguts, it really changes this simple six round magazine into a 7-rounder. So, you know, this is kind of what I had in my pocket right before I started the video. You know, I had these two guys filled up with ammunition, with Hornady American Gunner 90 grain XTP bullets, is what I carry in these. You know, so I had 2 of these full up with 7 rounds each, one in the chamber, which I think for a pocket pistol to walk around with 15 rounds of 380 ammunition in a good configuration, a very well reviewed round. If you go out and look at some of the AmmoQuest videos, the XTP bullet was kind of what was coming through as the best in show. And using the American Gunner, you can pick up packages of that for $75. Sorry, 75 rounds for, you know, you can find it on sale. I found it on sale in Cabela's and gotten 75 rounds for I think $40 or less, which for, you know, some self-defense ammunition, which it's perfectly fine for, and having ample rounds to practice, it's really good. So yeah, so that's kind of the stuff I've done with it. I won't go too much into the Magguts, but if you buy this pistol, if you buy a shield, if you buy some of the cars that the Magguts extensions are supported for, highly recommend that you go out and look into that to get the additional rounds, so that this configuration, I get 2 extra rounds, and 15 rounds of 380. That's better than 13 rounds. Yeah, so about this thing actually shooting it, right? So again, we're very secure, safe, empty round, bird empty, do the SIG way, finger in, all I got is a bit of grease. This has an extremely long double action trigger, very long, with an extremely long reset. So depending on your point of view, that's either a positive or it's a negative. It's obviously negative for shooting, but for that self-defense situation where you're going to be very jumpy, which is what this is kind of, I guess, aimed towards, that's a good thing. I don't mind it too bad. I've gotten used to it a little bit, just shooting at the range, but your accuracy is kind of all over the place. But this gun, if you're a civilian and it's your primary pocket carry for the summer, or if you want to treat it as a backup gun, it's perfectly fine. It has an external safety, which I do tend to use. I know a lot of people recommend against it, but especially since I take this thing, I load it up, I throw it in this pocket holster, and I'm wearing pretty loose basketball shorts, which it probably is probably not the best way to carry it, but it's just that little, if you're wearing basketball shorts or something, or track pants, it's going to be a little bit loose in there, so, and as you could say, probably should have a different holster than this, really, because it kind of slips out. If, to be quite honest with you, if it didn't have the safety, I probably would really look at it a little bit more about what I'm using for the pocket holster, or trying to figure out a way to have some better retention in there. But I just rely on the safety, and it's one of those things. It's I just practice with it. It's not that hard to disengage, especially since it's been I've been using it quite a bit. If I go to the range and I load this up to shoot it, I put it in, I put the ammo in it, and I put it on the bench, and I turn the safety on. When I pick it up, as soon as I pick it up and start to acquire the target, I take it off with my thumb. It's one of those things that I'm trying to, whenever I pick it up, it's the safety is on, I take it off before I shoot. If I come to a self-defense situation, then it really, thinking about these little things really weighs on me about how I would treat some of these things, but right now I'm pretty comfortable with it. I pick this up, it goes on target, and the safety comes off. I will say as well, kind of a little new to pistol carry, any pistol carry, so it's just one of those things to kind of to add a little bit of more comfort. That's it. Like I said, if I'm talking about, wearing this in track pants, I honestly, this is kind of my go-to. If I come home, it's warm, it's hot in the house over the summer, and I want to get comfortable, I throw this in my pocket. I don't think any of my guns are going to do a lot of good for me in the safe if, somebody comes knocking on my door in the middle of the night and they're trying to get in. They could come and kick in my front door, and that doesn't give me a lot of time to react. Everything else is locked up, and it's going to take a while to get to it, and it's not a good situation for me to be running to a gun safe and leaving my wife behind in a potential vulnerable situation or something. So when I can carry, I, at a bare minimum, this is in my pocket. All right, so like I said, shootability, it's not bad. It's not the strong point. It's, I would think if you shot an LCP, you'll know what to expect from this. If you shot some of the 1911 subcompact 380 guns, this is nothing like those. The SIGs or the you know, the Colts, those have the, you know, single action only trigger. This is double action only, you know, so it's a long pull. Good thing I would say about this, that with the long pull is, you know, you do get double strike capability, you know. For whatever reason for this gun, it's a good idea to have double strike capability. Like I said, I use the American Gunner Hornady ammo in this thing. I don't recall having a single issue with that ammunition. Certain other ammunition, you know, like say, I've shot some of the Tull ammo, steel case, cheap Walmart ammo through this, and I would get a lot of, you know, pull the trigger, nothing happens, you know, light strikes on the primer, you know, those rounds have a hard primer or whatever for some reason, you know, I pull the trigger, you know, nothing happens, pull it again, bang. You know, I've tried, you know, there's the Ruger branded, I guess it's Polycase is the actual manufacturer ammo in this. I bought a 25 round box because I was kind of interested in the ammo. This gun was not a big fan of it. Fed it great, no issues feeding it. However, I would swear about half of the rounds in that box fired the first time. The other half, except for one, fired on the second pull, and one round actually took a third pull of the trigger to actually fire. So I said, yeah, this is kind of nice ammo, but no thank you, I won't be buying any more, and I wouldn't obviously trust my life to it. Like I said, the Hornady stuff had no issues feeding that I can recall. No issues with the double strike or the primer strikes or anything. Oh, and again, what I should have mentioned with these Magguts editions, follower editions, I had one, I think, and all the time I've been using them, I had one failure to feed. It was the last round in the magazine, and for some reason it did not go into the chamber. You know, you slam the back of the slide and it goes in, which made me a little nervous. You know, it happened once, you know, quite a long time ago. So I don't know if that was more of me probably limp wristing the recoil on this thing. I can't recall if I have done some drills of, you know, offhand single-handed shooting with this, so it might have been one of those situations. But other than that, these seem to be fairly reliable. I do have a similar Magguts in my shield pistol as well, and I've never had an issue with it. You know, so far so good. Yeah, and I think that's it. Kind of the one thing I don't like about this guy is it's a bit of a pain in the butt to break down. You know, you need to lock slide back, turn this lever, and oddly enough, you know, you can see the nice little groove here in the frame. But you need to turn it to about right here to get it out. And for whatever reason on mine, as soon as I turn it to that point, the slide unlocks. So I need to lock it back again. When I do that, I can pull the pin out, drop, slide, and then I can break the sucker down, right? And that's what we have left with. You know, you can see here's the hammer, here's the frame, barrel, short little barrel in here, and the pin. And again, this all comes back. It's a single, well, I guess it's a double spring on a single guide rod that's metal. And that's pretty much it. You know, putting it back together, very straightforward. Again, and I would say kind of the problem I do have with this guy is, for whatever reason, once I got it broken in, the inserting the pin in here, for whatever reason, drives it off the the slide to unlock, which comes up, see, it happened there. I'm kind of keeping the slide back with my finger to keep it in, but if I could push it in and then rotate it, no, I gotta pull the slide back again. Get you back, see, turn that around. Now you're in, and there you go. We're back and we're ready to roll. That's it. And I think that's it. You know, like I said, this is the first time I did one of these. You know, there's probably going to be some edit cuts that you've seen. Please be gentle. I'm very interested in the videos and seeing reviews and seeing other people's pistols and seeing how people treat them and what they actually do with them. You know, like I said, this guy, you know, I must have ran, you know, over 1,000 rounds through it since I got it, which is probably not a whole lot. But 380 ammo is a little pricey, you know, and you know, the expensive self-defense ammo is not that bad to shoot from this, but you buy some of the cheaper ball ammo, you know, I've shot Winchester through it, like I said, some Tall through it, some PMC. It kind of kicks quite a bit, and it's not a lot of fun to shoot. So that's why the round count's not so high, but, you know, I do try to take it to the range and shoot it a little bit, and, you know, make sure it's been put through its paces, and then I can take it home and clean it up, and it's ready to go to be carried. All right, and I think that's it. Let me know what you think of the video. You know, please be gentle. Just trying to share some information and thoughts, and hopefully it will help somebody out a little bit. Thanks.